It is hot, isn't it? We're filled up, two more bottles. I'm carrying that with me just in case.
It's absolutely boiling.
It is, yeah.
It's dangerous.
I was worried before.
I was worried about you.
I couldn't stop dripping. So anyway, Knutsford next. It's about 18-19 miles. We're going to break it down and get home.
I'm a cyclist and I live in the Pennines, and welcome to my channel. And today we set out on a fantastic ride. Looking a bit closer, you can see in more detail there that I set off from my local hills in the Pennines as we made our way towards Middleton, and you can see the road highlighted there in green. And along the way I got a few trophies whilst I was on my way to meet Mike at Heaton Park. And on the route today we was passing by Eccles, Warrington, Frodsham, and then finally into Chester, where we had lunch at the Panna Coffee shop, and we'd covered 56 miles by then. But let's get back to the video, where I'm about to meet Mike just outside of Heaton Park, which is in Greater Manchester.
Well, as you can see, it says the city of Manchester. This is Heaton Park here. It's been a hot one all week. It's been 32 degrees. It's been hot consistently every day. It's going to get warmer today, so...
It's a breeze though, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a breeze.
So, should be alright, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's when you stop or you go uphill, isn't it? You feel it. So,
yeah, I can feel it now. Where we're going today? What's the plan?
Chester.
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 We might try and put our foot into Wales if we can.
Just a foot.
Right foot in England, left foot in Wales.
Yeah.
So what do we say next?
So let's go for a ride.
Well, it's warming up very nicely. We're in Eccles right now. 18.25 miles in 54 minutes. So just need to be careful because it's going to be busy on this outward leg. You know, town centres, cities, very urban. Oh, it's nice in these shaded areas here. And it's going to get really, really warm.
And then things got a bit quick, and all we could hear was that fantastic sound of carbon wheels humming along the tarmac. And I love it.
Just having a blast down the A57, following the ship canal, just trying to get some pace up. It's averaging between 23, 24 and 28. I can't sustain this, but we're going okay at the moment. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey up.
And then I got Mike on the front, and he started waving his elbow about. And I wasn't sure what he meant.
What's up with your elbow?
You know when you go like that?
Yeah, wait, is it summer?
Oh,
What?
things come through.
I thought you were on the front.
So basically, Mike had spent 100 metres on the front and was giving me the elbow signal to come through. Thanks, Mike.
Nice and flat. Feels like you're in France.
And we must have had a nice tailwind here because we'd covered 30 miles on the approach to Warrington in exactly an hour and a half.
So there we've got our Chester signs, White Church, Whitchurch, A49. Get over this bridge. Right, this time of year, when it's like this, I'm not messing. I'm topping up every time one's empty. Yeah. Topping this up.
Top us up.
I'm going to drink some, then top it up, just use it. Get it down you. Drink some, Mike, and then we'll use it again. Keep the fluids in.
Can't do it.
Well, it looks like the motorway is congested. So we're heading to Frodsham next and the traffic's died down, which is much better for us.
Frodsham.
This is a really, really nice place.
Is it not Frodsham, is you sure?
Is it Frodsham?
Frodsham.
Yeah, it's Frodsham. It's lovely, isn't it? It's definitely a place to come for a bike ride and find a cafe. Definitely for another ride. For a different routine.
And then in the distance, I spotted the Judge's Head, which is something we've always spotted from being kids going down here with our parents on holiday. And looking at the Garmin there, we're cruising at 27 miles per hour. We've done 47 miles, under 2.5 hours, and we're averaging 19.2 miles per hour.
Well, we've maintained a good average down the A56. We've just crossed into the boundary of Chester. 51.5 miles. 2 hours 40, that's not too bad. It's getting really, really hot. Even the air's warm now, it's not cooling you down as much. It is absolutely roasting. The moment you stop, oh, it's hot. I'll tell you, it's hot. There's a big event on by the looks of it. Chester Pride UK. Rightio! We'll have a quick look at the race course because it's magnificent, and the scenery, and then we'll find a cafe. Chester race course. Isn't that a grand scene? I'll tell you what, we've blasted down here. Whew. We were averaging a good pace off the way in there.
20 miles an hour?
We're going to suffer on the way back though. It's going to get warmer and warmer.
Now, you may have noticed how many times we've spoken about the heat, and it was sweltering. And I was getting quite worried about the distance we had to cycle back home.
Oh my God, it's busy.
And with the Pride event being on in town, it was absolutely chock-a-block. So we found this cafe and thought it'll have to do, even if they didn't do black puddings.
But let's have a look at the sandwich. No black puddings today, I'm not on them at all.
Is that
Sausage and onion.
Is that chicken? Yeah, isn't it?
And Mike's on bacon with chicken. Salad looks nice, that's refreshing, that. Where do I begin with this? Oh, oh.
Oh, that's a big chunk of chicken.
I am hungry. Tell you that.
You might be hungry, but you've just cycled
thank you.
50 odd miles and there's no
Lovely.
black pudding.
What's this cafe called? How do you say it?
Panna.
Panna.
Yeah.
Right, Panna. Thank you.
Do you like
Panna.
the sandwich?
Lovely, yeah. Yeah, thank
very
you.
nice.
That tea looks good.
Yes, the tea does look good, but where's the
Is
scones?
that you okay? You ready for it? That's a lot, isn't it? He'll do it though, he'll eat it.
Will be paid.
You all set? Where are we heading to? Tarpley. Tarpley. Here it's that busy.
What to
What we're gonna do?
wiggle it. What to wiggle up.
Wiggle up.
About, yeah.
Alright. This is the busiest place I've ever been to. It's gonna pull the average speed right down, this is. Great Broughton now, Tarvin Road, we're on the A51. Will take us in towards Tarpley next. And we should get a bit of a kind of a slight headwind. It keeps you cool. On the way in it was a bit of a cross tail, but with a headwind it's more of an advantage to keep cool because you can go at slightly slower speeds and get the cooling effect.
So the route back, we looked for the A51, or Tarvin Road, which was going to take us towards Tarpley, Northwich, into Knutsford, then Wilmslow, Cheadle, and finally Manchester city centre before we reached our local hills again in the Pennines. And just going back to what I said at the start of the ride about putting one foot in Wales and one foot in England, you can see on the map there where we went to the wrong place, because I thought the bridge near the racecourse was the boundary, but it was further down the road towards Saltney.
It's got to be over 30 degrees. It's so warm. It's like a hairdryer on you. Well, we're in the heart of Cheshire, the heart of the flatlands. We need to get water pretty soon. and Tarpley's not too far. We need fluids. No messing about now. We've got enough to get to the next stop.
And then I pulled over, and just look how dry the ground is there. It's parched. I was actually starting to get a bit worried about myself.
I've had to stop for a nature break, but it's insane, this heat. There's like a lot of humidity, you know, it is hard to breathe, you know. It will take its toll, this heat now. Oh, this is tarpaulin. We need refreshments, seriously. 67 miles and we're in the red here. Seriously hot.
Aircon in here.
Has it? We're going to have to rethink a short route back now because it's dangerous like this. Well, there's no relent from that sun. Oh, that air conditioning's perfect. Look at this. It's just pouring off me. Soaking wet.
No, I mean, this is worse than 10 rings.
It's worse than Tobberden. Let's have a lie down in the shade here because it's just way too.
So we spent half an hour under this tree in the shade, just constantly pouring water over our clothing. I've never experienced anything like this before. I just knew that I had to get my core temperature back down, but we can still have a laugh.
Oh, it's stinging me freaking eyes.
Oh, sweat's coming off into his eyes. Right, it is hot, isn't it? We're filled up. Two more bottles. I'm carrying that with me just in case.
It's absolutely boiling.
It is, yeah.
It's dangerous. Yeah.
I was worried before.
I was worried about you.
I couldn't stop dripping. So anyway, Knutsford next. It's about 18-19 miles. We're going to break it down and get home.
We're going to break it down to kilometre.
No, we're not riding in kilometres.
Oh, we're not?
What are they called?
Kilometres.
Millilitres.
Millilitres.
We're riding in miles, aren't we?
Oh, we're right.
Millilitres. Right, well, I've doused myself in water, Mike has. We're going to just take it easy. So we've got some coordinates. So it gets hard to concentrate and focus when it's like this. Your head's down and you're not quite with it properly. And your ass is killing. Mike said his bottom's quitting and getting a bit sore. So we've agreed to drop the pace right down now.
There's the attack!
There's no attack. Get the pace low. It's too much effort now to ride hard for that cooling effect. It just doesn't work anymore for us. Well, for me it doesn't. So we're just stopping for a nature break for Mike. But yeah, what we're trying to do now is it's not about enjoying going a bit quick if we can. It's about measuring that pace so we're not overheating. We're feeling all right at the moment, but yeah, we can hold about 18, can't we? Finding 18, 19, maybe 20, but then just taking the effort down on every climb, really knocking it back.
Oh yeah, knocking it.
Just keep the levels.
Knock it back.
Yeah.
And keep the levels, innit? You know, keep the levels level enough so that we can get home, innit? That's the moral of the story, innit?
Yeah, and we will get home.
We'll get home.
We'll do it.
If we do have to do it by train, we'll do it by train.
No, failure's not an option, is it?
No, it's not an option.
So we're underway again. I think we're on the A49 still. As you can see, it's really flat. It's beautiful countryside. Got Mike behind. He's not on the front, have you noticed? So we're in a place called Harford. About 75 miles done. We're able to regulate everything at the moment, so I'm happy with the pace, I'm happy with how I feel. Whoa! That didn't feel good. Oh, so Northwich. Hot. It's time for some more water. So anyway, just keep going. Oh, it's just... Oh, Oh yeah. That works. That's brilliant, that.
Getting on my bike wet.
Sorry. That does it for me, it just works. Pouring water over ourselves, Mike's getting a shock. Are you feeling much better?
Yeah, I am actually.
I was worried before.
I know, I was worried about you. Thought I might have to give you mouth to mouth.
Yeah, you're not doing that.
That's why you said you won't be able to do it, you want mouth to mouth.
I didn't want that.
Yeah.
83 miles. Busy road here, just got to a junction. Knutsford there, 2 miles. That's our next stop point, or point on the route home. Yes, so this is Knutsford. We're trying to find signs now there for Wilmslow. Something like that'll do for a direct route home. We're near the airport now, you can see the planes coming in. Landing gear down. Isn't it lovely, Cheshire? We're not far from Wilmslow, past through Moberly, but we'll probably stop again, get some cold water and pour it all over us. It definitely helps. And I think the battery on my Garmin's going to go flat because I've been navigating heavily with it all day. Just approaching Wilmslow and over 91 miles, and just pushed it a bit too far. I've gone too hot again and I feel sick, so it's time to cool down. Need some water. It's a fine line, keeping the pace right and
Now looking at the
managing the
playback
temperature
here,
is just so hard.
I was putting a brave face on. I knew that I was in the red. I knew the heat was getting to me. That's all I'm talking about all the time, is the heat, the heat. And Wilmslow is a cracking ride normally for me. It's 30 miles from home. And I was wondering, will I make it home?
Just got to get the heart rate down, haven't you, and get the core temperature right back.
Little did I know that I was actually succumbing to like heat stroke, heat exhaustion. The cooling down does work, but what I now know is that I can only do this 2 or 3 times and then I'm spent. There's nothing left.
Oh yeah. I can't describe it. It's like, it's hard to breathe, isn't it, Mike? And you feel sick. They've been about half an hour past that, haven't they, Mike?
Yeah.
We've been here for a while.
Yeah, we've come now.
So it's important. I don't want to teach you to suck eggs, but I've spent half an hour sitting down there. Maybe we're biting off more than we can chew, to be honest, but I've had to sit down, get my body
I'm going to
cool.
do another lap.
Eh?
I'm going to do another lap.
I bet you don't. So I'm now absolutely soaking wet through. Another bottle of water, and I'm coming back down again. So we've got 30 miles to get this ride done. So I'm going to chunk it down like 2 15-mile sections. Were you pulling faces behind my back?
No.
Because I noticed on one of the videos I've been editing, you were pulling faces behind me back while I'm trying to be all sensible.
Oh, must be somebody else.
You can tell where we've been.
Yeah.
There's a drought on.
Still warm, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Right, we're in Cheadle. I can't tell you how many miles we've done. The Garmin's gone flat, but it's not far of 100 now, is it?
No, can't we? No.
Another very busy place. This is Rusholme. I need to stop filming, have my wits about me. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you away for a while. I'm having a real moment here, so a continual moment, so I'll catch you later.
And so we made it back to Manchester, and it's nearly home, but it's not quite home. And I knew it was going to be a long way back, just to get home on a survival instinct. In fact, I felt like a dying dog. And on this ride, I'd rolled the dice 3 times with trying to keep cool, and I learnt a lot about myself. I now know where my limits are. I know that when it's really, really hot, and I'm trying to take on these super long rides, I know that I have a limit. And on this ride, I pushed it to the end, and like I have said in the past, I go till I drop. Well, in the end, I was half a mile from home, and I literally collapsed. I started to shake uncontrollably. I felt freezing cold, yet it was so warm outside, and I was struggling to string a sentence together. But having got some salts and fluids inside me, within half an hour, I was back to normal again. It was quite a worrying moment. And then I asked myself, would I do it again? And the answer was, definitely yes. I now know where my limits are, and I know that I'm not getting any younger. With this great sport of cycling, I've been doing it for years, and I intend to keep on doing it for as long as I can. And in the end, I cycled 121 miles, with an elevation gain of 3,772 feet. The ride time was 7 hours and 46 minutes, and the average speed dropped from 17 miles per hour to around 15, because the final push to home, I was basically on my knees. And as for the weather, it was just extremely warm. I'm a cyclist, and I live in the Pennines. And thank you for watching.
Mike's got something in his shoe. What is it? Is it that 50p you put in there the other night?
Oh, got it, hang on.
He's got it! What's the cafe's name?
Panna.
How do you say it?
Panna.
Panna.
Yeah.
Right, Panna. Thank you. Panna.
Peanut.
Panna.
Peanut in the ass.
You can't say I'm filming.
Oh, sorry. Breeze though, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a breeze.
There's a breeze.
It's noisy, speak up.
There's a breeze.